Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is now upwards 10% on a bounce from 61.1k, and I've come to understand that a lot of people don't even know what that 61k level is. It's not just a random support zone, it's actually the monthly close high from November 2021, and so it's got a lot of weight behind it. But it's very interesting to see people jumping back on the bullish bandwagon after this brief correction, because there's actually no indication at this point in time that this correction is over. I'm going to be looking into some charts today, including a 7-year-long support line, which could be indicative of a further breakdown for Bitcoin. But right now, nothing is really confirmed. We are still in a macro bull market. I'm just giving you a reality check on what to actually expect next. Rather than the popular bullish narratives or popular bearish narratives right now, here's the actual facts of the charts so you can decide for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it.
Okay guys, before we get into it today, check out the VIP group on Telegram for altcoin trading signals. If you want to trade altcoins at a 78.52% win rate on Telegram, you can check out that group. It's down below in the description. We then have the BitGet and BingX exchanges, which are my advertised exchanges on this YouTube channel. So if you're looking for an exchange to buy and sell cryptocurrency, do leverage trading, whatever you may do on an exchange, you can do so on BingX and BitGet. BingX is global non-KYC and BitGet is global KYC minus the USA. So take your pick with my referral link for exclusive discounts and rewards. And then finally, the bull market sale is currently active for the Become a Trader 10-unit course. We're teaching people how to trade on there in a university-style course. So check that out. Guys, let's get into it. Now, in this video, I'm going to be discussing the progressions between yesterday and today, what we need to look at, right? The monthly chart and the weekly chart mainly, an interesting pattern on the 4-hourly chart forming, and also USDT.d and what that indicates. I briefly dived into it yesterday, but we need to do a full analysis of it today. So guys, let me just say, Bitcoin right now has moved upwards again. Look at the 4-hourly chart, for example. We bounced very strongly, and we actually bounced from a level that we've bounced from before. That level is 61.1k. Now, a lot of people who aren't myself or who don't know much about charting, who aren't really aware of the charts right now, would think that's just a random level. But if you dive into it a little bit deeper, you can see that's actually a very structured support level. It's a support level we've held since, 29th of February back here. We bounced off it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. This is our 4th bounce off of that level. We're not really in the clear yet. That's kind of the premises of this video. Even though Bitcoin's seen a good bounce, it's seen some healthy moves to the upside, it's not really in the clear quite yet. There still are a few more things we need to do to get into the clear. Now, this 61.1k level is not just a horizontal support zone, it's also actually a hidden support zone via the monthly chart. If we look at the monthly chart right now, and we go to the monthly candle that closed in the last bull market's all-time high, it closed right there at, you guessed it, 61.1k. That is the level we just bounced off, right? The last bull market's monthly candle all-time high is the level we just found support on. So this level on the 4-hourly chart is literally the monthly candle all-time high from 2021. It makes sense why Bitcoin is holding it for its dear life. Now, here's the problem that Bitcoin runs into right now. We are not in an upwards trend yet. Okay, so you look at the 4-hourly chart, and you see since this correction started at 73k, we have been putting in lower highs the entire time and lower lows the entire time. There has not been a single higher high yet. There might be a higher low. We'll have to wait and see. We're not sure yet. But right now, we are still in a short-term downwards trend. Regardless of what we think is going to happen next, regardless of the probabilities of anything, right now we are in a short-term downwards trend. And we are threatening to break that 61.1k level. Now, we know that 61.1k level is actually a much bigger level than it seems. It's the monthly candle all-time high from 2021. And right now, if we look at the structure we're forming on this level, it's actually not that great. What we are forming here on the 2021 monthly candle all-time high could very well be an inverted cup and handle stick formation, right? Something like that, where you have a semicircle, okay? And then you have an ascending channel formation, which is called a cup. This is the cup, this is the handle. They're generally facing the other way. This is why this one is inverted. This is a bearish variant of the original bullish formation. And if you're looking at what a measured move from this cup and handle formation would be, you're taking a measured move from 73.8k, you're going to the neckline there at 61k, you're applying it to a breakout point of the handle. Let's just say it breaks out over here, okay? That would bring us to a measured move around 55k. If we broke out right now in this very moment, which would be very, 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 very unlikely, we'd go to 50k. The point is, you're not really going to get an exact measured move from a handle stick formation like this, but in general, cup and handle formations inverted are bearish patterns. And in general, you can expect the pattern breakout to go basically as far as the width from the neckline to the top of the cup, in which case it would be this vertical line that I'm holding here. We just have to apply that to a breakout point. The point is we don't have a breakout point yet, so it's very difficult to apply it. But the point is, right now, Bitcoin is actually not really, having this amazing, spectacular recovery that everyone thinks it is, I don't think. I'm not saying that Bitcoin's bearish here. I don't know necessarily. I think there's a lot of factors here. What I am saying is that there's no confirmation of bullishness yet. In fact, we're in a downwards trend. And if we're looking at the 4-hourly chart, what do we need to do to confirm a move further to the upside? We need to be breaking this 4-hourly chart RSI line, which would give momentum to move to the upside, create a higher high, and hence give us something like maybe an inverted head and shoulders formation to invalidate that inverted cup and handle, right? There's a lot of things that could happen. There's a lot of possibilities here. And with the complications of short-term TA by things like ETF, I'm not really comfortable making bold predictions. What I am saying is that for everyone who thinks, oh yeah, this correction's over, it's all good now, that's simply not the case. There's no validation of that whatsoever. Right now, what are the critical levels? The critical level to the downside is very much 61.1K. If Bitcoin breaks below, for any extended period of time, 61.1K, that is indicative of further downside moves. That is indicative of 58.5K, 53K, these kind of targets there. Now, I said just then, I'm not willing to make any short-term predictions. I'm not willing to make short-term predictions because nothing's happened yet. Because there's been no short-term breakouts yet. All that Bitcoin has done, right, is come from 73K. It broke below a level at like 68, 69K. From that level, I said we'd go down to 60K. We basically did that. We went to 60.8K. That was my prediction there I made on the breakdown. That prediction played out. Right now, we're ranging. We're ranging between the actual prior all-time high and the monthly candle prior all-time high in 2021. There's no reason to make predictions in the middle of a range. That's just not a reasonable thing to do. So what you need to do is wait for either a breakout above the range or breakout below the range, and then we can validate targets and make predictions. Right now, all we can do is observe. And what I'm observing right now in this video is that Bitcoin has strongly bounced from the 61K level, which is the the November 2021 all-time high, okay, on the monthly chart, but it's not out of the woods yet. In fact, there's actually a lot of bearish signs still. All right, there's actually a lot of threats against Bitcoin right now. Another thing that is threatening Bitcoin quite clearly, quite evidently, I don't know how people could think this is not a threat, is the weekly chart RSI. Weekly chart RSI does not look good at all. It looks actually quite terrible. You look at this ascending wedge formation in yellow on the weekly chart RSI. What is that indicative of, guys? That's indicative of a breakdown. That's indicative of breaking downwards and coming all the way down and finding support in that red line there. That could drag us down 10,000 USD on Bitcoin. Easily. So there's a lot of threats here. As I said, short-term predictions, I'm not doing them right now. What I can say is that if Bitcoin breaks 61K, it's not good. If Bitcoin closes a weekly candle above 69K, which is our highest ever weekly candle close, that is very good, right? That is a very good sign, and it will be bringing Bitcoin to new all-time highs if that does occur, because we have a bearish weekly candle formation forming right now. We have a strong bullish candle, a bearish doji candle, and then a strong bearish candle potentially forming, which would make an evening star candlestick formation. So that's another threat there, and the only way to kind of just get rid of that threat would be to close a weekly above 69K. So I think that the bulls need to do a lot here. We need to see a lot from the bulls. We need to close a weekly candle above 69K for the bulls, which is quite difficult to do given the circumstances right now. We need to maintain the monthly candle close above 61K. And the only thing that needs to be seen for Bitcoin to go downwards further is basically breaking 61K on the short term. And that will be enough to send us into a full-blown breakdown further to the next macro support level. Now, to be fair, we are currently sitting around 10% above that price level, so we're very much in the middle of the range. But what I'm trying to articulate just throughout this whole video is that Bitcoin right now is not out of the woods yet. I'm not saying short the market, get into short positions. I'm telling you right now, I have not sold a single altcoin or Bitcoin position of any major significance since basically November 2022. I think I sold a couple of altcoins in January this year. That's because they ran up, but I haven't sold. So I'm not sitting here bearish. I'm not bearish in the market. I'm macro bullish. I want to make myself very clear. I believe we're in a bull market. I'm macro bullish. But right now, this correction that we're seeing, there's no signs that it's over yet. That's what I'm saying. As of right now, there's no signs this is over. In fact, I just see a lot of bearish threats just forming left, right, and center. What I can see as well is the USDT.d chart. This is not looking good either. This is a USDT dominance chart in the same way the Bitcoin dominance chart works. This says 4% right now, meaning that USDT makes up 4% of the market. And this has a significance in telling us what's going to happen next, because when this chart goes upwards, it means that USDT is gaining dominance. And what is that synonymous with, guys? that means that people are selling their altcoins and crypto and putting it into stable coins, okay? When this goes upwards, the market goes downwards. Now, this has been going downwards massively, so it's actually in a bullish position right now. But right now it's on support, okay? And that means it could bounce. And if it bounces, that means people are going to be selling their crypto, or that's indicating people are selling their crypto and putting into stable coins and waiting to buy later. So this is on support right now. That's not good. Now, this support is very well worn, right? It's been tested over and over again since 2017. It could break down. Cool, it could. You know, it could very well break down. We could continue to be upside here. But when something like this is on support, that's not a time, really, to be jumping into major buying or longing. That's a time to be cautious and observing from the sidelines. And that's what I'm advocating for today. I'm kind of saying, you know, look, all I can say is what I'm doing. Right now, in this very moment, I'm not interested in buying any crypto. Nothing. I will wait and see what happens here. I'm not saying that I'm macro bearish by any means. I'm very much macro bullish, but I just don't believe that you should be going against short-term TA or medium-term TA or macro TA, because really on all fronts here, there's a lot of threats forming and we're not in the clear. When we are in the clear, when we break a weekly candle close above 69K, that's when we can say, okay, cool, we're good to go for another rally. Right now, this is a corrective move until proven otherwise, and it simply has not been proven otherwise yet. USDT.d is on very strong support here. And if Bitcoin continues upwards, the only way out of this correction, really, without correcting further, is if we break this line on USDT.d that has been holding for 7 years. Let me say that again. The only way out of this correction on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency without correcting further is if we break a 7-year long support line. Could it happen? Yes, of course it could. Is it likely? No, of course not, because it's a 7-year long support line. How can it be likely? So that's what I'm saying here today. So I hope you guys don't confuse my message. As I said, I want to just repeat it so many times here because people love to misrepresent me in comment section. Whenever I put a red font in the title or thumbnail, it's just like a constant misrepresentations. I'm macro bullish. I haven't sold anything. I'm just alerting you that this is not confirmed to be over yet by any means. There's still many things we need to do. The 61K support level is a hidden support level from the 2021 November high, and we need to be watching that level particularly closely. I'll keep you guys updated on this correction. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you want altcoin trading signals on Telegram, you can find them. We have 78.52% win rate on altcoin trading signals. We've been running the group for 18 months now, so that track record is very well established and it's very concise. Check it out if you're interested. BingX, BitGet, very good exchanges. My referral links are down below for discounts. And then finally, if you want to learn how to trade, Crypto Academy's Become a Trader 10-unit course will teach you everything you need to know. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.